Good evening. It's 6:30 p.m. here in Auckland, New Zealand, and I'd like to thank you for coming along to my broadcast. On this, it's a little bit chilly tonight, but nothing that raking up won't hurt. So I'm Julz Ann Paekau from Auckland, New Zealand. I am a trusted seller with my send button on. I would like to offer you this opportunity to, if you haven't seen TBC and you're seeing it for the first time, I'd like to invite you along to come check out what's on offer here. And I guarantee you will like what you see. Now, good evening, Tukatai. Thank you for coming along. And Dr. Joe Stevens, thank you for being here. We've just all finished getting excited about a blog that came on, and it was thrashed, you might say, from the minute it appeared on the in the blog section of in our TBC area, and rightly so, because it just brought so much excitement to the table, and not forgetting those who may not even know what's going on in the back office. Now, I still believe that there's, still a lot of people that haven't been contacted yet, or haven't answered their emails yet, for one reason or another, and sort of trying to get people in from our broadcast leads area, as well as trying to get newcomers into the area. Well, say, Joe, it got a good pounding, it did. But I must say a word for, I still believe that for the likes of people in Uganda who would find it hard to rub two 10-cent pieces together if that's what they have. Now, for us, we see that as the most exciting thing, and it is. But what about for them who, $100 is probably about 2 years' worth of wages? And unless particular people are willing to go in there and help them just to buy $100 worth of cookies, that would be a mammoth task, because, there's quite a few, I'm sure it runs into the millions of people who would love to be in TBC, but just paying their $10 back office would probably be a chore in itself. So I'd like to think that as TBC, us here in the TBC community, could sort of help out in that area. Some of us are doing really well. And what caused me to think of that is that, yes, I was so excited yesterday. I was bouncing off the walls and dancing on the ceiling, so to speak. But after all the calming down, and Randy made a awesome statement of how everything fitted together, and what it's going to look like for those of us that get in there and start buying $100 worth of TBC, or start to build your back office even more. Like, I've got 138 people in my downline, so to get to 100 to 200 people, well, bang, I've got another 100 people. And if you're getting your first lot of 100 people, or buying your $100 worth of TBC, the reward is astronomical, I would say. And so I thought, well, I've been looking at all the posts on Facebook today, and so everybody's been posting up and and so rightly so, because I had calls to go and be with my auntie and my four cousins, and now they're regretting that they didn't join me in the beginning. But it's never too late. I said to them, it's not too late. I'm just around the corner. You come to me, and because I've got 3 devices here, you could take them all on at once, and they're quite easy to teach, and I know that they'd pick this up in no time. So I told them not to be despondent. I said, just come around and we can sit down and check out TBC right from the very beginning, and because I know that's how they operate. They don't do things by halves, and they'd go right back to the beginning to bring themselves up to date. Now, we don't all do that. I know there's some people who don't even know what the blog is. They can't be bothered. And it's them that you can more or less tell whether a person's going to take to TBC pretty much in the first 3 to 5 minutes, mainly by the way they ask questions, or how did you get cash out, those sorts of questions. And you haven't, you've got to go into detail to let them know what actually is happening within TBC, how you get to trade peer-to-peer and all the goings on, because we know it off by heart. And to tell a novice that, and the sneers and the answers that, the real cocky questions that they're going to ask you, that's something that everybody has to handle, I guess. Kia ora, Bitcoin Scott. Thank you for coming along. So, although the excitement was there most of the day, and it probably still is, because it's a big thing to get your head around. 5 billion cookies. Everything's 5,000, 500,000, 500 million, and it all started today for us. So, I purchased my first $100 today, and my daughter purchased hers, and so we jumped on the bandwagon immediately. And the rewards for doing our broadcasts, my gosh, you can't go wrong. And so, to reflect for those who think that broadcasting is not worth it, we should be fighting for spots in the broadcasting area now. We should be get in there at midnight, because we're the first ones into the room. We should be able to get our spots, like us here in New Zealand. Seeing we're a day ahead of that side of the world, US, the UK, South Africa. So we have ample opportunity to get in there after midnight and book our slots for the next day, so long as you keep being consistent with that. You will get your slot, but we're not fighting for position at the moment. We're getting our slots. Actually, we've all got a choice of what slot we want. It's very consistent during the morning. Everybody's on there, and unfortunately, that's the worst time of the day for me, is in the mornings now. And but you got so many bells going off, so you go into all these rooms and just make yourself known. Kia ora, hello, talofa, whatever, but just to let people know that you've been there. They appreciate it. Whether you stay there is another story, but this morning I must have popped in, I don't know, about 5 or 6 rooms, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to, so I clicked on the like button and put, left my message there, because I knew I wasn't going to be there. But it's always good for people to know that you've actually visited and clicked on that link, and let them know that you're supporting them whether you're there or not. And you're welcome, Chukatai. Um, I just wanted to relay something. I was in a, I read an article today here in Auckland. Now, just up the road from me, that we were watching these apartments. They've taken about 2 years to put up, and they look very flashy, and they overlook the basin. We've got what's called the Pamir Basin. It's a very good view, beautiful view, but it's situated. The building is situated in the middle of the actual shopping complex. Now everybody's been watching this building going up, and we thought, wow, those are awesome looking units, And then they had the opening. Now at this opening, we had a couple of Māori MPs there. There was about 5 or 6 MPs from the different areas, and Auckland City Councillors, our Mayor of Auckland, and I thought, oh, brilliant, they're opening these units. So without reading the article or anything, I messaged one of the councillors because I'm a very good friend of hers, and asked her, oh, how do you get into these units, Because I'm in a little one-bedroom unit, I thought, oh, I'd like to get something a little bit bigger. And so I thought I'd send her a message, and she replied back to me, oh, this is a project between MSD and Wins and Income and Housing New Zealand, and like out here we've got Tamaki Regeneration Homes, and so I thought, oh, I left it at that. And so I sort of scrolled down, and I thought I'll read the rest of the article, see, and I'm asking the question, and boom, what do I see? These units are being specifically built for the Asian community. I read that line and I read it again. And then I scrolled back up to the picture to see who was standing there at this opening of these buildings. Well, there was Pene Henare and who was that other Māori guy there? They're cutting the ribbon that's opening these apartments specifically built for the pensioner Asians in the community. So I quickly get back onto the hooter and I ring Josephine up and I said to her, what does that mean? And there's about, what did she say? There's 22 apartments. But this time I was a bit rattled because how could they say specifically built for the Asian community when we have our own tangata whenua, homeless, sleeping on the streets, bunking in any garage they can get into? But they're not considered as being able to apply for one of these units. And, she was trying to calm me down. But by this stage, I said to her, we're heading into winter. And what's happening over at Te Puia Marae. They're starting to set up. They've got those blocks where the families can live. And they're putting 5 people with 5 families in the one home. And those school blocks are only, probably as big as not as big as my unit. But they have to make do with it because it's a roof over their heads. And I said, and here are these flash, and they're very nice looking apartments, and none of our people are invited to apply for one of those places. And I said to her, how can that be? How can they come here and be here for a small amount of time and get a gold card? when all our people that have been here have worked the amount of time that they're supposed to be working, 65 years, and then get their gold card. These people come in over the age of 65 and boom. I know there is a waiting time. They do have to be here so long. But what have they given to society? What have they given to our country? And I thought, oh boy, if I had my TBC and I knew that, and it's the one thing that TBC, I could go down that road and buy those damn units. But yeah, it rattled me to no ends. And then in the next article down, we've got the biggest suicide rate in New Zealand, our youth suicide rate. So I'm a part of that as well. And so Joseph is, they're trying to say to me, well, you need to concentrate on that area, trying to throw me off. And I said, no. I rang you up for this particular reason. What I do in the suicide area is different altogether. And although I care very much about our youth suicide rate as well, but dealing with the way, using that as a headline in the local paper, specifically built for the pensioners Asian community. Wow, doesn't that just pee you right off? And yes, they have. They come here with the money. They've got millions of dollars. And that's why these things happen. Because, I'd hate to think what the population here in New Zealand is, especially here in Auckland, because you can go into the city and on every corner, you're lucky to spot a Māori, let alone a Kiwi Pākehā. And we have a free bus that goes around the CBD, and you're lucky to get a seat. And so seeing this kind of carry on, and I'm thinking, how do I get TBC now? Because there's so many avenues that you can go down. Where do you start? And so my cousins that are coming around, they're also passionate about these things. And so I said to them, well, we'll work together. And then my team, just making sure my team are all up to par. And, a couple of the guys are ready to go off and build their own teams, which is fabulous. That's what it's all about. I mean, I've done my job. And hello, Kimball, Moody, how are you? I'm on time tonight. Dr. Joe. Yet they forget. Oops, where's my messages? Where's my chat room gone? I just want to read Joe's comment. Yet they forget that they paid everyone crap wages for years and wonder why we struggled and wondered why a lot of us shot across the ditch. Absolutely, because I've been across there. I did 10 years in Aussie, and I did really well until I got my first round of cancer. But it was awesome being over there because, I left there. I was a truck driver for Bunnings in Perth, and I was on like $37 an hour. And they said to me, oh, we'll ring back to New Zealand, to secure me a job back here. And I said, yeah, but can I take my pay rate with me? I don't think so. Get back here, and they're on $12 an hour. Holy Hannah. And the difference, and that's why they head over there. They head to Australia because the opportunities are there. And in Perth, well, you've got the mining sector. And the majority of flash cars that are roaming around Perth They're all working in the mines, and they're all buying their own homes, and they go to Bali because Bali's just over there. That's where they go for their, they work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, so they spend 2 weeks in Bali. It's nothing to them. You can go to the local market, and the little bottles of kina are being sold for $30 a bottle, but those miners buy it like it's going out of fashion because they can afford to cream powers. And it's with having that there, but you're coming home and seeing what's happening. I couldn't believe how much a home was just to rent. I thought places like Otara and Mangere and places like that, you could get a home for $200-300 maybe. No, not even $400-500. Oh, please. And that's why our people are homeless. That's why, and after 9 years of causing all this havoc, and people want Jacinda to fix it overnight. Well, it wasn't her doings. And now we're waiting to hear if she's going to have baby, but I've just heard that she's being sent home tonight, so tonight's not going to be the night for, well, but who knows, things might change when she gets home. So congratulations to our Prime Minister of New Zealand, who, by the way, is the first woman in New Zealand to give birth while in office, but she's an awesome Prime Minister. So she's made herself known on the world stage. So everybody knows where New Zealand is. We were the first women to get the vote around the world. Now we're the, we're the first country to win the America's Cup 3 times. And now we're the first country to have a pregnant Prime Minister. So, New Zealand does really well, hey? They don't have to push their way around. They just do things as they come. Oh, she had a baby girl. Oh, I just heard on the news that she was getting sent home. Oh, well, that's good. Everybody's been waiting. Oh, that's right. Tikarere was on that force, so she must have had it not long after that finished, because that's where I heard that she hadn't had baby yet. Okay, I'm hoping everyone is okay. Just dropped by to give you guys my love. I've been up all day and it is 1:50 a.m. here, and I'm about to get some rest. Yeah, you go and have some rest, Kenville. I'm so happy you can make it here. I watched your broadcast. I didn't just click and like and take off. I watched it. But there's just sometimes, like, you have to go at this time because of the time. And I understand that. And in the mornings, I've got to do the same, I've got to get to hospital. So, but I think we've worked out a respectable time for me to be away from there so I can be home in the evenings to do my broadcast. So I tried, like my latest in the morning of being at home is probably about 8:30, the latest, before I need to head off, because you're right in the middle of work traffic and it's thick as trying to get to Auckland Hospital. But I'm happy now. It's all been worked out, so everything's going to work out fine for me. And so I'm looking forward to what comes along. And I don't focus on what's going on with me, because, when TBC do something like this and the TBC admin just come out and plonk all these wonderful ideas and these rewards on top of us, oh my gosh, that's a focus in itself. And so, you forget what's going on. And because I had such a busy morning once I finished at the hospital, and then, and it's like I think that's the way to act. It's like there's nothing wrong with me. Yes, I can feel things that are going on in my body, but oh my gosh, talking to my cousins today about TBC, And you know, they're saying to me, "Oh, I wish we had joined you," because you know I introduced TBC to them back in November, so that must mean that I didn't do a really good job, because now they're just thinking about it now. But all I said to them was, check up on the Fed coin. Go to, you know, I didn't tell them about our blog, only because I know that they're very hip as far as the coin sector is concerned. And, you know, I just noted a couple of things that I know will twink their interest, and then I know they'll get back to me. You have a wonderful rest, Ken Moody. And I think that if you can tweak people's interests to the point that, you know, they'll go off and have a look at something, and then they're happy to sign up, you know. And poor Serene's, where's Serene's tonight? I had to check through her accounts and found out that she hadn't, you know, she was going hard out with this, that. She even bought some cookies off me. Only to find that she hadn't clicked on that most important email that you get. Because when I went to check her email address, it was inactive, not trusted, and not valid. And I said to her, "Did you by any chance forget to click on the email link to activate your account?" And I know she's the type of person, she just wants to move, and that's awesome. She's a real in-your-face person because she wants to get TBC down packed. And you can hear it in her voice, and you can hear it in her broadcast. And so she had opened her and her husband's account, but she forgot to click on the email that was sent her, no reply email, for both in her info area and her Kindle's cash. But I'd said to her, just send support a ticket. You know, you've bought your Kringles, so your TBC, your cookies, sorry, and they might be able to hook it all up. So I believe that's what's happened. So I hope she got it sorted, because, you know, she's bought her $100 and she doesn't want to. Nobody wants to have to open another account after you've done that. But I hope she got it sorted, because that's a big thing to. I said to her, you know, you must have been really in a hurry to not click on that link to activate your account. So I'm hoping that she gets that all sorted. So yes, I've had much of a day to have. You know, I'm so disgusted in our targeting one race to put a roof over their heads, and not our own people. Yes, I know they've got the dollars but you know, the local establishment and the business sectors that were involved in this build, along with the government departments, it bothered me big time. And because I'm so active within the community, they pretty much know who I am. But I don't go there to cause trouble. But when things like this come up, well, I want to know why, at least. Why are our people getting sent to Tapuia and Manurewa Marae, you know, to stay out of the cold? And here's these apartments being built specifically for. And that's the thing that hit my nerve the most. You know, if those few words hadn't been put there like that, I probably wouldn't have bothered. But how cantankerous of them, eh? And they let and you know what? I made that go viral. I posted it up, and I didn't send it. Like when I sent the link, I sent it to the different departments, the people that I knew I could get them rattled over it, like our radical people that are online. Louise Hedamia, you want to look her up? Oh, she jumps on things like this and very outspoken. So I sent her a copy, and there's a few people online that I know when they see things like that, they make things happen, and they want answers. And the few people that saw me do that got very upset with me, and I said, "Yeah, you're only upset because, because the little article that they had in the paper was there to be seen, yes, but in a way that it was on like page 3 or 4, it wasn't on the front page, and that's telling me, they've advertised it, but they don't want people to really see it. People like me, and I don't usually read the paper. Well, not the local courier and things like that, because you can get your news anywhere online. So I was so happy that I picked that paper up. So is she in TBC? Who are you talking to me, Dr. Joe? So yeah, so this doesn't have to be happening in our country or any country. Once TBC, I think once the migration and everything is over, and then things are really going to get serious. Some who have probably seen how they've been able to grow their cookies, and now you only get a set lot, and then you've got to wait until November to redeem them. And that's, I think, is the perception that people are going to have to get their heads around, because when you came in before, you could see that daily rise. The coin, the balance was always different. But I believe once the migration is over, we're going to have a good, things are going to move real fast, because, my hope is to get out there. I can spend a good few hours out until the old bones start to ache and all that. And I don't want to be popping pills just to make the pain go away, just so I can stay out a bit longer. I've actually got people sending me prices on where to get some hemp oil from, and believe you me, I'm going to get me some. So I'd like, I've done my half an hour. No, I think I started too early anyway, but that's okay. But so I'd like to wrap it up for now. And like always, we always enjoy our broadcast, as I have with you, Tia Kotai Williams, Dr. Joe Stevens, and Bitcoin Scott. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming along to my broadcast, and Kenville. That this time of the night, I know that Kenville pops in and he's going to pop out. But it's been a beautiful evening, and it's been a beautiful day, regardless. When things upset me, or that, I get over it. No use roasting on it, because it gets you nowhere. But it's some of those things that make you think about how our people of New Zealand can be neglected like that. And not just our people. We're very diverse. We connect to the Rarotongan sector. We connect to the Tongan, the Samoan. We've been pretty much pushed back for the Asian community, and I don't like to pinpoint people, but it's just that it's the facts. You see the facts right in front of you, and I'd like to think that TBC, if and when we learn how to grow some balls, you might say, to go out there and ask the different sectors, or give them an idea of how TBC could benefit them. Now, I wouldn't even know where to start. I'm just a nanny doing the nanny thing, and but I'm happy to learn. I'm still learning. So I'll leave it there at the moment. So once again, thank you all, TBC Scott, TBC Joe Stevens, and Bitcoin Scott and Tukotai. Thank you so much for coming along to my broadcast. Now, this is my 70th broadcast, so I'm very happy about that. And once again, I'm a trusted seller here in Auckland. If you haven't been picked up by any of the broadcasters yet, and or you haven't received an email, please get in touch with me. My details at the bottom of this broadcast, and I'd be quite happy to help you wherever I can. But in saying that, we have some very good broadcasters here: Dr. Joe Stevens, Bitcoin Scott, Tukotai Williams. We're all trusted sellers, and we're all ready to help. So with that, thank you all for coming along, and I'll catch you here. I'm booked for the same time tomorrow night. So, well, I think I am. I better go and have a look. So, but I'll see you for tonight, and take care. Have an awesome night, evening, or day, wherever you are in the world. And ka kite for now. Bye.